Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's topic of practical is acute inflammation. First of all, what is acute inflammation? This is the early and immediate response of tissue to an injurious agent. There are many causes of acute inflammation involved: microbial infections, physical agents, chemicals, necrotic tissue, and immunological reactions. There are five cardinal signs of inflammation, which include rubor, calor, tumor, dolor, and functionalisia, that is, loss of function. Now, moving forward to the cells of acute inflammation, they include polymorph nuclear neutrophils. They are the main cells of acute inflammation. Macrophages and sometimes lymphocytes. Mainly lymphocytes are the cells of chronic inflammation, not the acute inflammation. And the cells of acute inflammation are neutrophils. Now, there are three major components of acute inflammation, which you have already learned in detail in lectures. Number one, alteration in vascular caliber that leads to an increased blood flow. Structural changes in microvasculature that permit the plasma proteins and leukocytes to leave the circulation to produce inflammatory exudate. And immigration of the leukocytes from the microcirculation and accumulation in the focus of injury. They are the major components of inflammation. Now, here you can see this is a normal blood vessel, this is the arteriole, and this is the venule and then capillary bed. This is extracellular matrix, and occasionally lymphocytes and macrophages are present. When there is acute inflammation going on, you can see there is dilatation at arteriole and venule end and expansion of the capillary bed, and here you can see there are the inflammatory cells present all, and there is the leakage of plasma proteins lead to the edema. These are all the signs of acute inflammation, that is, inflammation is going on. Now, types of acute inflammation include acute exudative, fibrinous, suppurative, and hemorrhagic inflammation. Here you can see the skin blisters and acute rhinitis are the examples of acute exudative. Lobar pneumonia and diphtheria are examples of fibrinous inflammation. Stye and Frunkel are examples of suppurative inflammation, and hemorrhagic cystitis. Now, what are the outcomes of acute inflammation? This is an important question. Acute inflammation may result, that it lead to the resolution, scarring and fibrosis, and it can lead to the chronic inflammation in case of non-healing. Now, moving forward to the acute inflammation, we will discuss about the appendix, acute appendicitis. This is a specimen of appendix. Here you can see this is a long tubular structure, and here you can see there is congestion and hyperemia and redness. In case of gross specimen, you have to see about mesoappendix is attached or not with the specimen, and the area of acute inflammation may appear red, hyperemic, congested, dull, serosa often congested, rupture may be evident, and mucosa show ulceration and hyperemia. Lumen may contain pus and blood, and fecalith may be present. These are the things you have to observe on the gross specimen. Now, moving forward to the histological features, there are dilated and congested blood vessels, proteinaceous exudate is present, infiltration by inflammatory cells, mainly neutrophils, sometimes monocytes, and large cells called macrophages. Depending upon the severity of inflammation, there are variable necrosis of the wall with mucosal sloughing. Here you can see a histological picture of acute appendicitis. These are the congested blood vessels. This is a normal epithelium. This is the breach in the epithelium. This is the necrotic mucosa. Here you can see the neutrophils in Neutrophils are present there up to the muscularis propria layer, and they are the main cells of inflammation. Now, this is a very important OSCE question. What causes obstruction in the lumen of appendix? It might be a foreign body, fecalith, infections, or tumor. Now, moving to the clinical manifestations, there might be periumbilical colic, anorexia, nausea, low-grade fever, and tenderness. in the right iliac fossa, and reborn tenderness. And the signs you have to elicit are pointing sign, Rossing sign, psoas, and obturator sign. Now here you can see this is peak incidence is 10 to 12 years old, and pain begin at the periumbilical area, and there might be low grade fever, nausea, anorexia, and sudden pain relief indicate that there may be rupture of appendix, which can lead to the peritonitis. Moving to the lab diagnosis, we'll start from the blood test. So WBCs may be elevated. In 10% cases, it might be normal. TLC is more than 20,000. 75% are polymorphs. CRP raised, ESR raised, and there might be imaging modalities and diagnostic laparoscopy. Now, this is the picture which you have to draw. This is the normal mucosa. There is a breach in the epithelium, and here you can see there are the neutrophils. In submucosa, in muscularis propria, there are neutrophils which lead to the acute inflammation. Thank you so much.